Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Other Choice podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany. And on this episode, I have with me Laura Alexandria, and she is our Director of Operations here at Right to Life. We're so glad to have you with us today.
Thank you. It's fun to be here.
Yeah. Could you tell us a little bit about how you got started with Right to Life and what really led you to your position?
It's an interesting story. When I was chosen to be my church's Respect Life coordinator, one of the things they told me that I had to do was join my local Right to Life of Michigan affiliate. So I reached out to Tri-Cities Right to Life. I became involved and served on their board, became their vice president, and that just opened up so many doors. I understood the organization better. I understood the pro-life movement better. I was well educated in the cause. And then a few years later, a job opened at Grand Rapids Right to Life. And I was very blessed to be able to interview for it and to get it. And I've been here a little over 14 years now.
Wow, 14 years.
Yes.
That's amazing. I've been here less than 1 year. So hopefully I'm able to say that in the future that I've been with this organization for that long.
Yes. It's a great organization. I truly am blessed. And I would honestly say it's one of the best parts of my life is to be working with all these pro-life people and with our great organization.
Yes, I agree. All the staff too. Love the staff.
Yes.
We have
wonderful.
amazing time here in the office. So.
We do.
Yes. What would you say drives your personal passion for the pro-life movement, and how does that change the way that you view your role here at Right to Life?
That is an excellent question. Once we had our entire board get together and every member had to say why they were personally pro-life. And I think it's really important to understand your own motivations. And although I was raised in a pro-life church, in a pro-life family, we always knew about the sanctity of human life. The reason that I am personally pro-life today is because I believe that abortion is the most egregious civil rights violation of our time. And so, although my faith is strong, my biblical beliefs in the right to life is strong, it really is the civil rights issue that strikes home for me, which also leads me to believe when I'm working here at Grand Rapids Right to Life that everyone can be pro-life. It doesn't have to be because you belong to a certain church or you have a certain faith or you lived in a certain community. If we really understand the science behind human development and the sanctity of every life in the womb, then we know that there is an inherent right to life, and every child has that right to be born, and we should all be a part of this movement.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And like you said, it's not always based off of, although a lot of us here in the office who work at Right to Life have our pro-life beliefs that are based off of our faith or our backgrounds, like you said, but it is just the sanctity of human life. And when you actually learn the science behind what actually goes on, after conception and the fetus that's developing in the womb, it's very interesting, and it really opens your eyes to how precious life is and just the importance of protecting it.
Yes. Once I was at a college fair, and we were not well received, the pro-life table, I will admit that. But one woman had come with her child, had to be 3 or 4 years old. And the little child picked up the fetal model of a baby at 10 weeks in utero. And she held it up and said, "Mom, a baby." And that immediately hit me. When do we start realizing that it's either not a baby or my rights are more important than the unborn child's right? Because from this tiny child's mouth came truth.
Yeah. So this week is 4th of July week, which is super exciting. I know everyone's got lots of plans to get together with their families and friends and celebrate our country's independence.
Yes, it's an exciting time.
Since 1776. And how would you say that you see the pro-life movement today aligning with the principles of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in relation to July 4th?
That is a wonderful thing for all of us to be thinking about now and always. I was recently rereading that Declaration of Independence, and I was thinking about those scrappy, adventurous people who came to this new land and had the courage to say, "England, we divorce ourselves from you." That must have taken so much courage at a time when they really didn't know what the future held for them. And yet, in that document, they made certain that these three inalienable, simple rights were going to be the foundation of this entire country:
Yeah.
the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And so, while we have our barbecues and meet with family and play games and go to the beach, we really need to remember this country was founded on these very basic principles. And where they even said, the government doesn't give us these rights. These are God given and they are inherent, and every person has them. So we all know this. We all say this. We all celebrate it every July 4th. But I think when we really think about it, wow, we should just be blown away at the power of it.
Yes, so exciting, and remembering the whys behind why we celebrate July 4th on this holiday weekend. And speaking of that, there's lots of ways that Right to Life of Michigan here we celebrate the pro life movement. We have lots of events and lots of upcoming events that are very close. Could you inform us on some of those
Sure,
that
I'd
are
love
coming
to.
up?
I love talking about events because it's a great way for people to get involved,
Mhm.
not to just be pro life, but to be actively pro life. So, in Grand Rapids, one of the things that I am focused on is making certain that we have an event every month so that there's no reason not to be involved. So, in July on the 17th, we're going to have Car Hop Coin Drop right here in our parking lot, and people can donate their spare change or they can donate diapers. The diapers are going to be given to St. Gianna's No Cost Baby Boutique. They have a big diaper drive in July. And the change is something that we split with local pregnancy care centers. And then we also keep some of the change, the spare change that people donate, to help pay for our digital ads online that help a woman facing an unplanned pregnancy.
And I will say too, if you'd like to donate to our Ed Fund, you can go to rtl.org, which is our website. It's right here. And you can head over to that donate tab and you can click that little button that says Ed Fund. And all of the money donated there goes toward our ad campaign and getting our ads out to women all over the world on all streaming platforms. So we appreciate every donation, however big or small.
So I'm so glad you are asking about the events. As I mentioned, my goal really is one event a month to keep people engaged. So after Car Hop Coin Drop in July, we have Melissa Oden will come to Grand Rapids to tell her story about surviving a saline infused abortion. We are partnering with St. John Vianney Parish. That is where the event will be held on Saturday, August 30th at 6:15 p.m. It is free. All are welcome to come. In September, we're encouraging people to go to Right to Life of Michigan's annual conference in Owasso. And as you well know, that's Thursday, September 25th at 9 in the morning. It is a fabulous time to really get educated on the pro life issues, things that are changing in our state, what's happening. It's a fabulous day.
Yes.
And we love it when people come and just really fill that room in Owasso and really learn about the pro life movement.
Yes.
In November, we have our Focus on Life benefit dinner, which again, we do in partnership with Right to Life of Michigan. It is going to feature the podcaster Allie Beth Stuckey, and it will be Monday, October 13th. Tickets are already on sale. And then in November, another partnership with Right to Life of Michigan, the Michigan March for Life. How wonderful is that going to be? The second annual march. It's a wonderful time for people to come to Lansing, march on the Capitol, and it really is for a serious purpose because we're telling our legislators we do not support the right to unlimited abortion in our state, and laws that don't protect babies, don't protect women, don't embolden men. It really is a sad situation in Michigan, but we're going to continue to stand for life, and that will be Thursday, November 6th.
Exactly. And if you would like to volunteer for any of our events, you can also head over to rtl.org and you can find the volunteer tab there. And the last event you mentioned, the March for Life, we have some incredible speakers already lined up, which you can also find information on at our website. And there is a pre-rally concert. There's going to be hot chocolate and lots of fun things out there for everybody who's joining us. So we would love to see you out there. We always love seeing new faces and having new people
getting involved. Wouldn't you say one of the best things, and most of these events cover that,
Mhm.
you get pro-life people together.
Exactly.
And I'm a little biased, but I am going to say they're the best people in the world.
Mhm.
They really are. It's always a joy-filled event. Even if we're outside in Lansing in, oh, let's think what 2 years ago was like. A little bit drizzly, a little bit rainy, a little bit windy, and everyone was still smiling. We're
Mhm.
still here standing for life.
Yes, we have one heart and we have one mission.
Yes, indeed.
And also to note, we have tons of affiliates around Michigan who are involved in 4th of July events like parades, festivals, things like that. So if you head over to our website, you can find events that are in your area that are local for you, or you can reach out via the info email on our website, and I actually can get you connected with your local affiliate who can get you more information. So, with all of these events coming up, so many exciting events, how would you say that they help us reach new people who don't already know about Right to Life? And how does it just help grow the pro life movement in general and contribute to it?
See, I think there's something for everybody with Right to Life of Michigan, the events, all the affiliate events. Like, I think to myself, there's a March on Lansing in November, and yet there's a very nice fundraising dinner in October. So, whichever one is a good fit for you, whichever one fits your schedule, get involved.
Yeah.
If you want to come and hear Melissa Oden speak in August, or if you want to go to a state conference, listen to some speakers, learn about the issues, they're all different, which means someone should be able to find some way to connect, something that piques their interest. But I'm going to throw out something else because you talked about growing our movement. Invite a friend,
Yes.
please.
Go do
Um,
it.
there are so many times I see people coming to our events, and I'm so glad. I am so happy to see them. But I think to myself sometimes, why are you coming alone?
Yeah.
Why didn't you invite a friend, a neighbor, a coworker, a relative, a child, a parent, a grandparent? Because they might not be as well connected with us as you are. So invite someone, bring someone new, let them experience all that Right to Life of Michigan and the affiliates have to offer. First of all, it's fun to go to an event with a friend, and it's wonderful for them to see what an amazing organization this is and how many people truly are pro life in our state.
Yeah, and I will say too, for inviting even friends and family, whether they are part of the pro life movement or if they are not, our messaging is really geared toward reaching out to people who aren't part of the pro life movement and inviting them in and making a warm and welcoming space for them. So
You know,
it's, yeah.
conference is an excellent example of that. Even
Hmm.
if they're sitting on the fence or they're not quite pro life yet, it's a great time to just learn, to
Yeah.
have an open mind, to listen to the speakers, to sit in on some workshops. And we might actually be convincing people to realize that life truly is the better choice.
And one last thing for anyone else who's wanting to get involved, whether that's volunteering, helping out with events, or if they're looking for an open position here at Right to Life, what are some other ways that they can contribute to the pro life movement besides just volunteering or coming to our events that we have lined up?
One thing I would say is obviously, and we've talked about it before, donate as well. That
Mhm.
helps. Read our websites. There is so much information there. You'll connect to the affiliates, you'll connect to the state organization. Um, get your children involved.
Yeah.
There's a wonderful MyGen Leads program and scholarships, scholarship money that's available. And we want to really encourage the youth to be pro life, particularly before they head off to college. We want to solidify that pro life foundation.
Mhm.
So there's a lot for the youth as well. What else, Tiffany?
Lots of contests, like you said.
Contests,
For
yes.
My Gen Leads, there's an
Hmm.
oratory contest. I believe there's a t-shirt design contest too for anyone who
Yes.
is artistic and likes to
Mhm.
express themselves in that way.
And there's still time to apply for the Volunteer of the Year award.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know some of the local affiliates have their own contests as well.
Hmm.
There is also the Senior Pro Life Essay Contest.
Yes.
So there's a lot going on, a lot of different ways to not only earn money, but again, to solidify their pro life beliefs.
One last way to get involved is our social media. If you'd like to go follow us, we're on Facebook, Instagram. We just started a TikTok account, and we actually have one of our ads out on TikTok that has Last time we checked, it had over 3 million views.
That is phenomenal.
Yeah, we're
That
hoping
is
it's gone up.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievably good.
Yes, we're reaching so many people. So go comment, like, follow, share with your friends, share with your family, and you can listen to us to this podcast on streaming platforms like Apple Music and Spotify. We also have, if you're watching right now, you're probably watching on YouTube, so you can find us there as well. Thank you again for joining us today, whether you're watching or if you're listening on a streaming platform. And thank you again, Laura, for being with us
Thank you
on
for
the
the
episode.
invitation.
Of course. Happy 4th of July. And until next time, I'm your host, Tiffany, and this is The Other Choice.